Hi guys, it's Toni and I'm back. I've been on summer vacation with my kids and my family, and I really appreciate you guys checking up on me. It really means a lot to me to know that you noticed that I was gone and that you missed my videos. So I really appreciate that. But I'm back and I'm ready to get to work to create some beautiful things for my home again. The kids are back in school, so I have the house to myself and I can finally get back to work. So that being said, I want to tell you about something really nice I saw at Tuesday morning. I saw this really beautiful artificial topiary. And it was nice because it had a lot of detail and it also had some interesting ironwork. So I loved it and I thought I had to have this. But I looked at the price and it was $79. So I was thinking maybe I can make it. So I want to show you how I made a couple of different styles of topiary and show you how you can make it for a fraction of the cost. So let's get to work and make some beautiful things for your home. Before I started, I shopped around to see if I could find some material to make the greenery for my topiary. I went to the at-home store and their greenery and topiaries were pretty expensive too, but they did give me some really great ideas of what I could possibly make. So to save some money, I took a trip to Goodwill and I was lucky enough to find a couple of pots for $2 that were a pretty good substitute for the vase that I saw on the topiary at Tuesday morning. I also found a couple of old Christmas wreaths for $1.50 each, and I thought I could use the garland on it as the greenery for my topiary. To recreate the wrought iron arrowhead pole that's on the Tuesday morning topiary, I'm using a decorative curtain rod that I got from Walmart for $10. I can make 2 topiaries with this one. For this project, you'll also need a couple of things you can pick up from the Dollar Tree. You'll need floral foam, reindeer moss, a couple of willow wreaths, and you're going to need some old newspaper and a hot glue gun. So I'd like to make 2 Tuesday morning style topiaries. So I'm going to start by gluing the floral foam to the bottom inside of the pots that I just cleaned. Then I'm taking 1/2 of the pole of the curtain rod and I'm sticking it right in the center of the floor foam and pushing it all the way down to the bottom, making sure the pole stands up straight at a 90-degree angle from the floor. And I'm putting the other half of the rod into the other pot. You may also want to put a little hot glue around the base of the pole just to keep it in place. At this point, you could fill the pots up with rocks to weigh them down to make them heavier, especially if you're going to use these for outdoors. But I'm keeping these plants inside, so I'm just going to stuff the pots with newspaper just to keep everything in place and keep the poles from shifting. And to finish that off, I'm filling the top of the pots with the Dollar Tree reindeer moss. So now I have the base created for my 2 Tuesday morning topiary plants. Plus I want to do another style topiary. So I'm using the Pier 1 inspired vase that I made a while back, the one in the middle, plus a curtain rod that I already had. And I'm going to create a different style topiary that I'll show you next. But let's work on the 2 tall ones on the end. So I'm going to unravel the garland that's on the wreaths that I got from Goodwill. There are 2 pieces of garland on each wreath, so I think that should be enough to wrap around the whole pole. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting a little hot glue around the base of the pole, and then I'm going to tie the garland around the hot glue area to keep it in place. So I'm rolling the garland around the pole as I go up. And I put a little hot glue on the pole and twist the garland around that to keep it in place at each turn. Now I'm tying the second piece of garland onto the first piece and continuing to wrap that around. I'm going to cut off the excess at the top and add it to the bottom to make it fuller. Now I'm going to go through each branch and straighten out each piece so that it looks very full. Now using my floral scissors, I'm going to go around the whole plant and trim it so it has a nice defined shape. Now one thing I did notice about the Tuesday morning topiary was that it had this brown vine going around it, which made it look really natural. So to recreate that look, I'm going to unwind this Dollar Tree willow wreath. I'm cutting pieces of it and I'm hot gluing the sticks in between the twist of the topiary. And to finish off this piece and make the topiary look fuller, I'm taking all the little pieces that I trimmed off and I'm hot gluing them into all the gaps all around the piece. Now I have two large Tuesday morning style topiary for just $12 each. Now let me show you how I made this style for $8 to $9 each. Like I said earlier, I started with a vase I already had. Click here to see how I created this Pier 1 inspired vase. And I used a small decorative curtain rod. To make the grass ball greenery, I'm using 2 small styrofoam bowls and 2 large styrofoam bowls. I'm also going to use 2 to 3 bags of this thinly shredded green raffia. It's called Excelsior, and I got both that and the styrofoam bowls from Dollar Tree. I'm hot gluing 2 bowls together face to face, and I'm trimming off the lip of the bowls. Using the hot glue gun on the styrofoam, I am spreading the greenery around the foam bowls. For each topiary, I'm making one with the small bowls and one with the large bowls, and I'm going around to trim the balls to make it nice and neat. With a utility knife, I punched a hole in the top and the bottom of each ball so that I can feed them through the pole, starting with the largest one. I put hot glue at the bottom and the top of the 2 bottom balls to keep them in position. For the smallest ball at the top, I put a little hot glue around the bar and I simply rolled the greenery around that area and formed a ball. Just like I did with my large topiary, I added groups of sticks in between each ball to give it a more natural look. And since I had the other half of the iron curtain rod and another pot, I made a smaller version of this also. So not only do I have a piece like the one I love so much at Tuesday morning, but now I have a room full of inexpensive but beautiful topiary. Looks like I have enough to open my own topiary store.